Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Mark Causey here from Black Hat Comics in Rockin' Milpitas. Every Wednesday is New Comic Day, and I like to give you some great reasons to get down to go to black-cat-comics.com and pick up something fun to read. It's a big week packed with great stuff, some of my favorite books to talk about, some of your favorite books, like Amazing Spider-Man number 73. One of the biggest, best books in comics. Been talking about this one for a while, building up to that big number 75. Been loving Amazing Spider-Man lately. Like a lot of Marvel books, it's got this great mix of old style, new school, old characters, new directions, classic villains, new villains. You've been away from Spidey. Now's a great time to come back again before the big issue 75 and lots of big changes. Daredevil, another one of my favorite titles, another one of the best books Marvel does. A book I've been talking about for a long time. They're going to be wrapping this one up. I've always been saying go back as far as you want from the very first issue. Grab the Stan Lee stuff, the Frank Miller stuff, the Kevin Smith stuff, the Bendis stuff, the Brubaker stuff. Read every Daredevil book you can get a hold of. One of the best and most consistent books Marvel's ever had. Excalibur, with my favorite villain, Dr. Doom, there on the cover, and X-Force are your X books of the week. Been encouraging you guys to check out something X-Men, and this is a great week to check out a couple of the more popular titles. Speaking of popular, Shang-Chi, maybe you've heard of him, he's got a movie out, maybe you've seen it. One of the hottest books in comics, one of the hottest characters around these days. And Kazar, what are they calling him? Lord of the Savage Land. Some of you say Kazar, it's one of those highly debated names in comics. I've always been a big fan of this guy. They always say all great X-Men stories start in the Savage Land. Sort of a throwback to the golden age of comics, so it's nice to see Kazar when he pops up. Savage Avengers, one of my favorite books. Sort of the dark side of the Marvel Universe, the dark side of everybody's favorite A-Team. Really cool to see Conan incorporated into the Avengers and into the Marvel Universe. Speaking of the dark side of the Marvel Universe, Deadpool, Black, White, and Blood. Been enjoying these Black, White, and books. Marvel and DC are both doing them. Yes, Black, White, and Blood. Cool stuff. Everybody loves Deadpool. Doesn't need a whole lot of help from me. And then a bunch of classic teams like the Champions and the Defenders. So stoked to see the Defenders coming back. Because if there's a cooler team than Hulk, Doctor Strange, and Silver Surfer, I don't know about it. Did I mention Conan the Barbarian? So awesome to see Conan back in the Marvel Universe, incorporated into the Marvel Universe. This is the big legacy number 300. Conan is the book that launched the Bronze Age. And like I say, has his deserves his place back under the Marvel banner. And then Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters and Dr. Aphra, which is also part of the War of the Bounty Hunters stuff, are your two Star Wars books of the week. Like X-Men, been pushing Star Wars from the very beginning, and this War of the Bounty Hunter stuff has been awesome. It's a huge week for the DC guys. Every great week starts with Batman, the biggest book in comics. This one doesn't need any help from me. Always the top-selling book and is on everybody's list. But Batman Catwoman is the book we're talking about every time it comes out. You know we love some Tom King around here. This is, I know I got a lot of favorite stuff. I know I always tell you this is my favorite and that's my favorite. This right now is my favorite comic running right now. I know it's not a Marvel book. I know it's not Captain America. But man, Batman Catwoman is just really great comics. So if you've missed it, pick up the first one, catch up to this week's issue. You will be impressed. Infinite Frontier, number 6 of 6. The last issue of the most recent big DC event. You like anything with a Superman punching Darkseid. And then a lot of, what shall we say, 2-for-1s this week. You get your issue of Green Lantern, and you get your Green Lantern 2021 annual. Because it's always fun to get a double dose of your favorite titles. I know you guys pass up these annuals sometimes, but if you're not following the main book, an annual is a great opportunity to pick up something chunky and supersized and see what goes on in the other title. Speaking of multiple doses, you get some Suicide Squad with Ambush Bug there on the cover. If you don't know who Ambush Bug is, you got a little Googling to do. And the Suicide Squad 2021 annual. Yes, these annuals probably should have been out last week during the whole like 5th Wednesday thing, but Like I say, double doses are always fun. And in this case, you get a triple dose. Because this is Suicide Squad Get Joker. That's one of the Black Label offerings in the big magazine size. And while we're talking about the Joker presents a puzzle box. Told you everything comes in twos this week. And speaking of twos, blue and gold. Another one of my favorite titles. Two of my all-time favorite characters. Written by one of my all-time favorite guys, Dan Jurgens, the creator of Booster Gold. Love me anything with Blue Beetle. And when you put the two of these guys together, it's just guffaws from one page to another. Black Manta gets his own book. You know, we've been in business a long time, and I entered Black Manta #1 for the first time in my computer this week. That was really fun. Let's face it, Aquaman doesn't get the respect he deserves. Black Manta is one of the coolest villains in comics. Really awesome to see him in his own series. Always love when villains get their own books. Sensational Wonder Woman is your WW book of the week. Swamp Thing rounds out your DCU proper, but there's always more DC to talk about, like DC Horror, The Conjuring, or a whole bunch of stuff for a wide range of readers, like Justice League Infinity, new stories taking place in the animated series universe, which is always awesome. DC Superhero Girls, a cool graphic novel for the younger reader in your life. Or Whistle, the latest from DC's YA offerings, another big chunky graphic novel for the tween reader in your life. A very small week for the other guys, but always great stuff. Unbelievable Unteens is your play on the Uncanny X-Men that's coming out of the Black Hammer world from Jeff Lemire. Awesome. Masters of the Universe with Skeletor there on the cover. Let's face it, one of the coolest villains of all time. Ordinary Gods is your Image book of the week, along with The Me You Love in the Dark. And then it's a huge week for my friends at Dynamite, like Kiss, the hottest band in the land. I know, I'm the only one that reads this, let's be honest. But it's Kiss and it's awesome, so I'm going to show it to you anyway, because that's Gene Simmons by Jay Lee. Come on, man. Don't make me the only one that reads this book this week. Army of Darkness, 1979. Who doesn't love the Army of Darkness? You know you're going to love seeing him pop back up in the Spider-Man movies, because it's directed by Sam Raimi. Elvira meets Vincent Price. You know that's also in my stack. It's Halloween right around the corner. Got a little more Halloween to talk about in a minute. Kanto is your IDW book of the week. Mighty Morphin is your Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Boom Studios book of the week, because you love the MMPR. And then, as I said, a little more Halloween. Can always count on Archie to kick in with the holidays a little early, but around here at Black Cat Comics, it's never too early for Halloween. Love me anything Betty and Veronica, love me anything Halloween. That and Star Wars Adventures are your all-ages offerings for the week. Love the Boom Studio, or the IDW Marvel team up with their all-ages stuff. Whew, lots and lots of great books to talk about. So go to black-cat-comics.com, check that shipping list, take a look at all the books I've been talking about, pick them up, read them, and enjoy them. This is my last video. We're retiring. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for being with me all these years. Love you all. Excelsior!